Welcome back students to the lecture series on Introduction to AWS. As part of this series, we are going to look at exploring and launching of virtual machines. So to begin with, what is a virtual machine? Basically, in our computer, we do have physical hardware where CPU, network, interfaces, memory and hard disk to store the data. All these are the physical components which will be intact in our computers. To make it virtualize this physical machine, we use a layer or we deploy a layer said to be hypervisor. In short, this may be also said as virtual machine monitor, VMM. What is the job of this hypervisor, or what is an hypervisor is? It is a software product which makes your physical components virtualize. Such certain products are VMware Workstation from VMware, or else VirtualBox from Oracle. All these are some of the examples, or else in Microsoft newer versions of operating system, we do have Hyper-V. All these are the software products which are referred as your hypervisor. All these software products enables your physical hard disk or hardware to convert it into virtual machines or virtualization, where we can create isolated virtual machines by using your hypervisor. All these virtual machines are isolated from each other and deployed on your physical machine by the use of hypervisor. And what does this virtual machine consist of? Virtual machine consists of various operating systems running in that particular instance. On top of this operating system, we can have various applications deployed. And this virtual machine has its own virtual hardware, CPUs, network interface cards, memory and hard disk. This is all about what is a virtual machine. When it comes to AWS, AWS provides these virtual machines in the format of EC2. Let's explore the virtual machines on AWS. How to launch? To launch a virtual machine, to launch an EC2 on AWS, we follow these steps, where we begin with naming the virtual machine, selecting the AMI. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. What it is, we will be looking at, and we will be selecting the size of the instance, that is in the format of instance type. To have a firewall or a security, we use key pair to have an access to our EC2 instances deployed on AWS. At the same time, we will be focusing on network settings and configuring the storage for our EC2 instance. Naming the virtual machine. Why we name our virtual machine is, if we are deploying 10 to 20 different virtual machines, then each virtual machine is dedicated for a particular task. So to have a bifurcation between one virtual machine and another, we name that particular virtual machine, why we are deploying that particular virtual machine, such as Docker. We can name it in any manner. Whereas coming to second, once the virtual machine has been named, the second part is you need to select the AMI. AMI is an template. AMI is a template which has the configuration details related to the operating system, or else various application servers or web servers, or the information related to various softwares are going to be precisely mentioned as a template, and this template is referred as your Amazon Machine Images. Basically, to have a quick start, we can have various AMIs available publicly and shared from the AWS. You can create your own AMIs too, which are owned by you. If you are sharing that machine with a particular a number of peer entities, then you can say it as private. A virtual machine shared between various peer entities as a private images. We can have public images, we can have private images, or else you can have owned by you. We do have three types of AMIs, or else we can have AMIs in the marketplace, AWS marketplace. These are the four various locations where you can have various AMIs. Next, instance type. Basically, instance type refers the size of your EC2 instance, and basically here we can see T2.micro. T indicates to which family the EC2 instance is belonging to. 2 indicates the generation, which generation of virtual machine we are going to use, and micro indicates specifically the size. These are the naming convention of an instance type. Likewise, we do have various families in an instance type, such as T family, M, C, R and X, D and I, P, G, C, G and F. T family instances or EC2 virtual machines are cheap when compared to any other family. At the same time, the performance is moderate. The performance, you can have a moderate type of performance. There is a balance between your computing power. At the same time, M family, they are general purpose EC2 instances which we get, where there is a balance between your CPU cores and memory. Whereas C family are computing optimized to the applications which you want to deploy on EC2, where computing power is highly recommended, such as high performance computings. There you can choose an instance type as C family. Whereas R and X family, these are memory optimized, where you deal with neural networks or deep learning, where memory capacity is required highly. Then you can choose either R or X family virtual machines or EC2 instances. D and I are storage optimized, where you need to handle huge amount of data through the EC2 instances. Then we can deploy the EC2 instances of D and I family. At the same time, PGCG, these are GPU process, where you require high GPUs, highly optimized GPUs. Then you can choose the EC2 instances of this family type. Whereas FPGA, which is highly computing optimized things, we can get from F family. So all these are the various family instance types where AWS provisions their EC2 instances. Key pair. In order to have an access, you are going to deploy your EC2 instance on the AWS, and you will be accessing from your laptop. To have an secured access to your EC2, we require a key pair where public and private keys are going to be used. It is a format of cryptography where your plain text is going to be converted to cipher text using public key. Plain text is going to be converted to cipher text using public key. and cipher text at the other party, they are going to use their private key to decipher the cipher text into plain text. In this manner, they maintain the security. Network settings, the same. If this is your laptop, user is connected to AWS EC2 instance, then which particular traffic gets in, it is set as inbound, which is allowed and which is not allowed. From EC2, if you are accessing the outside world through the internet, then it is said to be outbound. What can be accessed, from where it can be accessed, and from EC2 what can be accessed, those inbound and outbound rules are going to be mentioned in network settings. Configuring storage, here we are going to use 8 GB of SSD to store our data, and up to 30 GB of EBS is free. It is provisioned as a free from AWS. Let us see how to create an EC2 instance with all those steps. Firstly, I am getting into my dashboard, searching for EC2, clicking on EC2, launch instance, this one, launch the instance. The first step is to name your EC2, such as my demo server. I had named it as my demo server. Scrolling down, I will be selecting an operating system. Just I am selecting the AMI as Ubuntu. Instance type, I can go with free tier availability or T2 nano, macro, small, medium. If you are going with T2 micro, you will be getting one virtual CPU with 1 GB of memory, whereas if you are converting it into medium, then you will be getting 2 virtual CPUs with 4 GB of RAM. Large, in the same manner, the CPU and memory is going to be changing. So I will be keeping it as T2 micro as my instance type. Over here, key pair, I can create my new key pair, name the key pair as my demo. I am giving it as some sample key, sample, and clicking on create. As soon as you will be clicking, the sample.temp file will be downloaded over here. Scrolling down, network settings. For time being, I am making it as default. If I want to edit, then I can click on edit and I can add the rules, such as add security group rule, where I can select all traffic can be allowed from anywhere. I can select from anywhere, that's it. And storage, as I said you that you can use up to 30 GB of storage. 30 GB of storage for free of cost. You can see over here 30 GB of EBS is free. So that's it. Clicking on launch instance. So your EC2 instance is ready. Getting back to instances, you can see my demo server. My demo server is ready. How we can connect it? Once it is changing its state from pending to running, then we can connect to it. In order to connect to it, we need to select that particular EC2 instance. Refreshing. Yes, now the status has been changed to running my demo server. Click on connect. You can connect in the browser itself through EC2 instance connect. Click on connect. It is establishing the connection. Here when you are connecting through the browser, they will not ask for your the key pair. So this is what you can see, sorry, ls and so on. The other way to get connected to your EC2 instance is select that particular EC2, that is my demo server, click on connect through SSH. When you are making out through SSH, if you are connecting from your base laptop, if it is having a Macintosh or Linux, then you have to change your permission. You have to change your permission, chmod. If it is a Macintosh or Linux flavored operating system, you have to change your key permission, then you can connect to the your EC2. But as my PC is having Windows, so I will be directly copying this particular link. I had copied this command, opening my command prompt. As my PEM key is downloaded under downloads folder, so I will be redirecting to my downloads and pasting the link which I had copied from my EC2, hitting enter. It asks me that whether you know this SSH. Yes. Now I have got connected to my EC2 instance, which is running on this particular IP address 172.31.25.76. My Ubuntu is running on this particular IP address. I had got connected through my SSH. These are two ways to get connected to your EC2 instance. That's it from this particular video. Thank you.